Good day, Professor Jamal. My name is Lee. Today, me and my group members are going to present about commitment in providing service. Allow me to introduce my group member, which is Jing Kang, Zi Kang, Jong Yi Sheng, and Lim Jia Hui. Now, I'm going to pass this first topic, which is safety, to Jing Kang to present. Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Jama. My name is Jing. I'm from Group 11. So our title is about the commitment of technologies in the providing service. So first of all, I would like to present why the safety and risk in the workplace is related to the commitment of technologies in the workplace. So they have two characters need to put their responsibility in this case. So I would like to present about the employer first. So the employer need to know all works is carried out without undue risk of injury or industrial disease in the workplace. So they also need to make sure the machine and the equipment are performing in safety and functional in the workplace. The third one is any unsafe condition need to be correct without any delay or immediately. So all workers are instructed in the safe performance of their duty in the workplace. The accident prevention program need to set up or carry out before starting any program or job in the workplace. The workers with physical or mental impairment are not assigned to works because maybe they will not focus in the workplace and cause them to injure and death in the workplace. The last one is all employees need to follow the rules and act to ensure the safety in the workplace. So they will have, for example, maybe cause the employer or employee injured or death in the workplace. So the employer need to pay their responsibility to make sure the people who in the workplace is safe. So the second one is the employee responsibility. The employee must not remove any safety equipment from machine or equipment. For example, the shoe from grinder, mixer, and so on. The second one is the employee must have know the instruction about the machinery and the equipment before using the machine. The employee must make sure that there is no machine, equipment, or tool is used in the way maybe cause them injured or death. The employee must make sure that there is the safe entrance or the exit in the workplace, and they need to know the exit and the entrance because maybe there will occur some emergency or urgent case in the workplace and they will need to go out from the workplace. So the employee need to make sure the work area is safe from the movement of the workers, equipment, and the material. The last one is the employee also wear the safety equipment to make sure their safety. For example, the glove to protect their hand when use the machine in the workplace. So for the employee, we can conclude they need to wear the safety equipment in the workplace because safety first. So the next is about the contravention of regulation. So the OS regulation clearly define the contravention as well as the liability of contravening the regulation. So the contravention is will make all the character in the company reliable for any penalty prescribed by the Workers' Compensation Act. So this will know each of the character in the company cooperate to provide a safe and comfortable workplace in the company. So this regulation maybe can gather the employer and employee in the workplace to be cooperate. So they will have four characters in the company to pay attention to make sure all the safety is under secure in the company. So the first one is the supervisor, second one is the employer, the third one is the employee or workers, the last one is the head of the company. So last but not least, the safety first is uh, maybe called is very important and need to know by everyone, every character in the company. So the next one is the engineering as social experimental. The meaning of engineering as social experimental is to undertake great works in the workplace. The experimental play a vital role in the design of a product, while engineering is inherently a risk activity. So the effective engineering rely upon the knowledge which need to improve the current product to create a better product from the company. So in the engineering project, the engineer are the main technical enabler or facilitator. The engineer have so many responsibility for serving the society with the range of social experimental. So in this, in the engineering as social experimental, the engineer must pay attention or pay their responsibility in the social experimental to service the society. So the responsibility on social engineering, they will have some moral value need to know in this case. So first is the concentrations. The second one is the moral autonomy. Third one is reliable information. The last one is accountability. So first of all, the conscientiousness. The engineer should be open eyes to see the product or the things surrounding us. Open ear to listen some advice from others. And the last one is open mind to think out of the box to make a better product. So the moral autonomy, the moral conduct and discipline of action are the engineer personal involvement, such as genius in some commitment to moral value. The relevant information is about the others dimension to factual information is the consequences of what for the engineer does. So the last one is accountability. The accountable can be say reliable and hold responsible for fault. So the engineer who hold the responsible when facing their mission and fault will let them grow up uh, and gain some experience in this case. So last but not least, I would like to conclude that what is the relationship between the safety and commitment of technologies? When the risk of injuring in the company is decreased, the safety in the workplace is increased. The last one is the commitment of the workers will increase. So we can conclude that when the risk of injury is decreased, the commitment of the workers will be increased. And last but not least, overall efficiency of the company will also increase. So that's all from me. I would like to pass to the next presenter to present their slide. Thank you.
Good day, Professor Jama. My name is Lim. Today I'm going to present about what is equal opportunity in technologies and society. Firstly, uh, equal opportunity means the right to be treated without discrimination in age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage, and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex, sexual orientation, and so forth. Okay, talking about age. In our society, there's always say that oh these people are getting old, that he's not capable to do something else inside the work. Maybe the boss will fire him because that he is not capable to do the job anymore. But this is just a discrimination that maybe he can, but we didn't know. And maybe inside the sex, then some people will say, oh, girls cannot do the heavy job, or boys cannot do the jobs in detail or very carefully. This is some kinds of tradition thinking. And also the marriage, which is some people who will divorce because of some certain reason, and people will say that she's a traitor in marriage or something else like that, which is not good. And also maybe race. um, some we can hear that oh that Chinese boss always love to employ Chinese as their workers, or there's some news related that uh, we need to employ get a job if we can learn the Mandarin. This is some kinds of cases, certain case, but it's not all of it. That's why we can say that we need to get this equal opportunity in this society now. And also we can hear about okay they will say that Chinese are very selfish in certain way, or Malay who are lazy, or the Indians who are love to steal things, or always spontaneous. But these all are just personal attitude. It doesn't mean about it cannot represent the whole race. So we need to get this equal opportunity in our society. Okay, the responsibility for our ensure this equal opportunity, which is we need to promote the equality and diversity in the delivery of service. Doesn't matter about the customers or boss or employers. Employees. We need to ensure that our service of quality is equality, and also we need to ensure the system, procedure, and service do not discriminate. Which is, we can maybe we say we give 2-star service to this person because of his skin color, or somehow give 5-star because he's our friend or something like that. Cannot. This is not allowed. That we need to promote and implement diversity within the management of service provision. And also we need to provide appropriate training to put equality and diversity policy into practice, which is this is a responsibility as an employer who need to ensure the equal opportunity in his office. And also we need to always challenge inappropriate behavior immediately when we see or we saw something happen which is related to racist or some issue. We always need to stand up and say no to that issue. Okay, we also need to listen and respect to each other and not dismiss their problem as trivial. And also we need to set as a positive example in everything they do. Okay, now we are going to talk about how to create the equal opportunities. There's some ways to do it, which is 5 ways. Firstly is adherence to laws. In US, not just United States, but all of the country, we have set the laws about the equal employment of opportunity or equal opportunity as well. Just this law is inside the employment, because that we can see some company they are judging the sex. Okay, firstly maybe this job they will say, oh, girls are more suitable, and maybe they will say boys are not suitable in something certain jobs. Therefore it will create an issue that just girls cannot get jobs or boys cannot get jobs in certain section, or even race as well. Just now I have mentioned that some boss they required the employees to understand Mandarin in order to have some contact communicate with the China some public relation. It's like kind of something like that. So we need to apply these laws that to help to create employment opportunity. Secondly, which is the equal opportunity, it's just the same thing that we need to give the same opportunity to all the workers or to all the customers as well. So next one, which is the posting and advertising. Okay, this is a poster created by the women's organization, which is we can see that is a girl that he say that we can do it. Means that girls are same as boys in certain way that people who are working. Actually, we are the same. We are the humans. So it doesn't matter what sex we are or what race we are. As long as we have a same target or same objective, we can achieve together. Next one is the training and development. We need to create a mindset for workers that they or customer to let them know that equal opportunities is very important, that to ensure the harmony of the society. And also through this training we can see that we have to learn workshop development skills, coaching, knowledge and teaching. So this is important one of the way to create the equal opportunity. Sorry. The next one is the layoff procedure. The layoff procedure is also one of the part which is very important, which is we cannot fire a person because of his sex or because of his race. This is because this is unfair to everyone. In order to fire a person, we need to have give a very reasonable reason to let them know that I fire you because of because not of your skin color or your sex or your marriage, but because of your attitude problem or your how to say your result is not good, and somehow maybe the company is going to bankrupt or something. So there's a lot of reason, but not to discriminate the reason. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lim Jia Hui. I'm come from 3BNF. I'm going to present the economic factor about the commitment in providing service and global issue of overpopulation. Economic factor is the set of fundamentals that affect a business or an investment's value. Economic theories deal with the principle of demand, pricing, cost, production, competition, trade cycle, and national income. Since economics will affect the commitment in providing engineering technology service. This is the GDP chart of Malaysia. According to the GDP chart in year 2018, Malaysia's economy grew by 4.5% in the second quarter of the year. The service sector accounts for 55% of overall GDP. The service sector has supported the economic growth. This is more direct link between the service and the economy. Service sector substand at 6.5% growth rate. Now, I'm going to present about how the economy influenced the service providing. During economic crisis, the fund can be received by the school will reduce. The slowdown of economy is associated with reduction in private funds available for schools. However, education needs a huge amount of capital to support. The economic downturn will directly influence the quantity and quality of graduates. So, the service providing will be affected gradually. On the other hand, the advanced equipment needed for the industry also need a numerous amount of fund to import. If the economy is down, the industry has no capability to afford the equipment expenses. The advanced equipment is important for an industry to provide the suitable service. Hence, the service provided by the industry will also affected. On the contrary, the service quality will be improved if the economic condition is good. Furthermore, the commitment culture goes far beyond the needs to empower employees. If rewards are given for the team complete the job with excellent service, then an appropriate ways to measure elite customer service. However, the industry must have the capability of financial. The attitude of employee affected by the bonus or salary offered. Rewards can be a force to complete the job with excellent service. However, financial situation of an industry will be affected by the economic state of the country. If economic crisis, bonus of extra rewards to the employee will become a burden to the industry. In positive state of the economy, the demand will increase. The commitment of employee must be maximized to provide the same level of service to the client. During positive economy times, it becomes all the more important for service firms to improve client experience by increasing satisfaction, reducing failures, and implementing recovery efforts to enhance the positive effect of a good economy. Last but not least, globalization has a powerful influence on the electronics industry today. It influenced the electronics industry in several arenas, including economy and employees' relation. The lack of the national goals and gains without responsibility has killed competitive of company edge here at home. Hence, the commitment of the employee in service play an important role as a business strategy that not only improve business. This is a way to ensure the company will have an edge in the future.
A very good day to my lecturers and friends. My name is Jong Yi Sheng. Today I'm going to present about the obligation toward third-party clients and also profession when committed to engineering service. talk about obligation to client. So first, engineers should protect the confidential of the project, of the engineering project, and give comprehensive opinion regarding the engineering service. This is to ensure that the client know about all the progress of the engineering project. And next, engineers should avoid or notify the client of conflict of interest in between the client and also the engineer. This is to ensure all the engineering progress works smoothly. Alright, next. Engineers do not diminish the effectiveness of an engineering solution. Engineers should provide an effective and good engineering solution to avoid obstacles occur in an engineering project. Engineers should also honor the contractor obligation. This is to avoid engineer work against the condition that has been signed up during the starting of the project. Engineers should also avoid professional jargon. This is to prevent that the suggestion given by the engineer is not reality and work against the contract. Next, engineers do not employ an employee of the client without the client's consent. This is to ensure the client does not have any benefit clashes with the engineer. Next, obligation toward third party. Engineers should educate the third party about engineering knowledge. This is to ensure third party know about why engineers do the things in their way. And next, engineers should provide solutions for third party problem from an engineering aspect. This is to ensure third party got their best solution in engineering aspect to solve their problem. Next, engineers should ensure the safety and welfare of the third party. Engineers should build something that are safe to be used and brings benefit to the third party. Environment protection is also engineers' responsibilities. This is important because engineer is the one who design the building, design the product, or design electronic appliances to use by human, to consume by human, and the feedback will give to our mother nature. So this is a very, very important part. An engineer should ensure the quality of product that sell to others to maintain or to keep up the name of the good name of the company and so on. And next, obligation to the profession. Engineers should be expert and have specialized knowledge in field which they practice professionally. This is to ensure the service provided by the engineers are good and brings benefit. Next, engineers should be have excellent practical and literary skills in relation to profession. They should have good enough practical skill to ensure they can perform well in their field or in the industry. And next, engineers should have high quality working product when they work in their specific field in the future. And next, engineers should have high standard of professional ethics, behavior, and work activities while doing works. This ensure the harmonies of the working environment, the good working atmosphere, and so on, to make sure all the work at the company or at the workplace goes well. And engineers should have reasonable work moral and motivation to make sure everything they have done is in a good condition and healthy condition. Engineers should master in a specific field in order to bring benefit to the whole social and also the company and also engineer themselves. So these are all the obligations toward professions.
That's why the technological phase will help us to produce a better quality of service and also to increase the commitment in providing service. And the last one is diffusion. Diffusion pertains to the spread of technology throughout a society or uh, industry is processed by which a new idea, product, behavior is accepted by the market. Which just now I say that uh, which is this spread of user business that I see he used that product, then I want to use it. This is one of the part of diffusion, and the diffusion of innovation theory introduced by this if read if read logis and explains how different groups of people who adopt innovation in different ways in order to best their suit own needs or desire. Okay, now we need to measure this of technological progress. In this measurement, we have a method which is called solo residual, which is work under a assumption that all change in output that can be explained by change in the capital stock or change in the number of workers due to the technological progress, and the method used to simple linear regression to estimate the growth. It means that this technological progress, we use the workers numbers as our like a standard to measure whether this technological progress is in which kind of growth, and regress the output on capital and label use simple linear regression. The regression residual TFP, which is the total factor productivity growth, and the ratio minus the ratio of the aggregate output, which is the GDP, to aggregate the inputs. So this is one of the formula that they use to calculate the source of economic growth, which is our this solar residual formula to calculate the technological progress. That's all from my presentation. Thank you.
A very good morning to doctor and my fellow friends. Today I'm going to talk about relationship between engineering and environment. Okay, now I'm going to explain about what is environment. Okay, a working environment is a broad term and means all the surroundings during engineer working. Okay, physically working environment is for example your working tools as well as the air, the noise and the light condition also will affect the environment of engineering. Okay, working environment is also included the physiology aspects of how engineer works in organized and how engineer well-being at work. Okay, a good working environment is one of the most important element for engineer in making an engineer which have a good feeling, a good condition during their activities and their function to function and develop. So who is responsible for working environment? There are few person who is responsible in the working environment. First of all will be the chancellor or the chairman of a company. Okay, this person will in charge of the overall working environment, included planning, managing and also monitoring, because they are at the top level of their company. Therefore they need to like overview all the overall working environment. Okay, next will be the supervisor. The supervisor has responsibility with regard to the working environment in a particular field or faculties or the administration. Okay, next will be the manager. Okay, the manager is responsible for their working environment and they will provide an active working environment depends on the department or the unit of the company. Okay, next will be the working environment representative. Okay, for this representative, they have their own specific tasks, which they need to represent the working environment related issues, and it's appointed by the reunion. Okay, last but not least will be the employee. The employee also have the responsibility for their working environment. Okay, they need to highlight various problems in their working environment. So employee is also known as the most about of everyday work and how engineer working environment affect their work, their progress. Now I'm going to talk about the relationship between engineering and environment. Okay, firstly, some engineer will spend a lot of time their work time inside a building but not outside. Therefore, the physical environment will influence their well-being and directly influence their work performance and the productivity. Okay, next will be the temperature, air quality, lighting, and noise. All these conditions in an office will directly affect the work concentration and productivity, because they are different between office and outside a building. All these conditions will affect the work concentration and also their productivity. Most of the previous researchers in their studies are more focused on a single factor but not more factors that could give an effect on the employee's performance at their work. However, there are no study yet was done by the researcher to examine the relationship between the whole factor of physical office environment and employee performance. Therefore, there are only several factors of environment, such as the affect the workplace design, indoor temperature, color, noise, and also interior plans towards employee well-being and performance have been discussed. Thank you.
Hi, Professor Yama. Now, me and my group mates will present about the global issue. For the first one thing, global issue, which is the gender equality, still happen around the world. Okay, now we're going to discuss about this very simple slide, which is that in salary, sex harassment, bias employment, lack of education, all these things are the cause that happen, the factors that affect the gender equality, and it will affect the commitment of the in providing the service, which is maybe if a girls who get a lower salary than the other boys, like they are in the same position but the girls having a lower salary, she will not very interested in providing service, which is that she will give less commitment. And also sex harassment as well. If a people who have some getting sex harassment in his workplace, how come she or he can be focused on in their work? And biased employment, this is just now the points that inside that slide I'm talking about, the biased employment, which is the boss, the tauke, would like to say that they will say, oh, our company will more like to employ boys or girls or Chinese or Malays or Indian. But this is one of the how to say, the issue that will happen not just in race or in sex, but also as the relationship reactive. If you are just a fresh graduate and you going out to seek for a job, and when you walk in, you become the employees as well. But the person who are same interview with you is the boss, brother's son or nephew or niece. They get the higher position, such as without any experience they become the manager or they become the leader of the team. which is this will also affect the commitment in providing service as well. And lack of education, this is one of the problem in certain country. Women are not allowed to get educated, which is they will say that they will affect the place, the how to say, the honor of the family. So this will also affect when the girls are working, they will have less commitment because that they are not getting a well educated, which is will affect the quality of service as well. That's all for my part. Now I will pass to my friend to complete his global issue. Thank you.
Going to present about unemployment problem for future engineers. First, there are too many engineers in the market nowadays, and it will be only increase in the future. So this will become the overflow of the demand for engineers field. Next, the skill gap and requirement gap between the employer and also employees in this field. The economy factor is also very important for the unemployed problems among engineers. This is because when the economy goes up, the demand of engineers or the needs of engineers in the industry will also increase. But then if the economy falls, the demand of engineers will also decrease too. After that, faulty education system and obsolete curriculum in our country or also other countries are also a very important factor for the unemployment problem for engineers in the future. This is because universities or countries will produce engineers that cannot meet the industrial needs as they have faulty education system, right? Okay, next one, lack of quality teachers. This one is there are relation with the faulty education system. The the teacher with the unqualified teachers that teaching our future engineers will cause that the graduates produce are underskilled or like they are less skilled to meet the industrial needs. And this will bring the problem of unemployment among engineers. The next issue we're going to discuss is the replacement of manpower with new technologies. As we are in the Industrial Revolution 4.0, everything's go automatic or automation. So, in the future, many manpower, including engineers or some of the technicians that are under the part of engineering field, will be replaced with new technologies such as IoT machines and also automation machines. Last but not least, the lack of skill-based teaching or practical teaching or practical exercise among the students or amongst the graduates are the most important factor for the unemployment of the engineers. This is because the industry nowadays.
Now I'm going to explain about inclusive growth. Okay, the term inclusive growth, or in other words, we can call as economic growth, is associated with economic progress and economic advancement. Okay, next, inclusive growth is extrinsic to all the services that we like to deliver, or we can recognize that as an anchor institution that we can play an even bigger role in helping to shape, to build our future of the places that we would like to support. Okay, last but not least, economic growth can be defined also as an increases in the capacity of economic to produce goods and services within a specific period of time.
One of the global issues is overpopulation. Population of every country is a very important asset. However, too much of a thing is harmful. And similarly, if a country is prone to overpopulation, a great deal of problem results from that. Overpopulation is responsible for the deterioration of the quality of human life in all parts of the world. The overpopulation will directly affect the economy of a country and indirectly affect the engineering service providing. The commitment of the employee to providing service will have higher requirements since the demand is high. Hence, the service that can be provided will be lower quality. Since the demand of the service will rise, the quality of service will be decreased.
Hello Dr. Jamal, my name is Jing and it's me again. Now I would like to explain about what is the global issue that will affect the commitment of technologies in the providing service. So first of all, I think the artificial intelligence will affect the commitment of technologies. Before I come up with some point to support my opinion, I would like to explain about what is artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence is the theory or the development of the computer system that can be perform the task like a human intelligence. So the artificial intelligence we also can call it AI in short form. There are some points to support my opinion. The artificial intelligence will affect the human become lazy because the technology will too rely on the technology. When the humans are addicted to the invention of artificial intelligence, the commitment of technologies in the providing service will decrease. When the commitment decrease, the employment among the technology will decrease. So we also can conclude that artificial intelligence will make humans become lazy and the commitment of the technologies in the providing service will also decrease. Now I would like to pass to next presenter to present the next global issue. Thank you.
That's all from our presentation. And thank you, Professor Jamal. Stay healthy and take care. Thank you.